My husband wants me to quit my job now. We have children, and he makes enough money. I love my work, and the thought of being a housewife is torture to me. If I don't quit, he's leaving the original post. For anonymity, I can't go into details, but my husband, 34 male, has developed something in IT that's well known and it made him rich. I, 38 female, am a chef and I make probably 1/100 of what he does. It doesn't matter for me, however, because I love my job. We have a great life together. We had our first child, a baby girl 3 years ago, and our twin boys are 9 months old. I have a few months left of my maternity leave. And with the country closing up again because of the new Omicron variant, I started getting worried that my workplace won't take me back. I voiced my worries to my husband a couple of days ago, and he just shrugged and said it's not like we needed the money. I was confused and told him that I knew that. It wasn't about the money. He just shrugged. I was a bit annoyed, to be honest, because I thought he didn't think it a big deal that I became out of work. Yesterday, I was still thinking about it, so I decided to talk to him again. He was confused and told me that I should instead be happy that I could spend more time with my babies. And he asked me why I insisted on working when we have 3 small children. And he made enough money for both of us. He didn't like me working 4 to 5 evenings a week, including 1 to 2 weekends a month. I told him that I love my job and that I'm good at it. I have been doing it for almost 20 years now, and that just the thought of not doing anything for the rest of my life is suffocating. He was visibly upset by then, and he accused me of loving my job more than my babies and him. I could always cook at home for the family, and if I was worried I would lose my independence, he could transfer the same amount I earned from my job to my private account monthly. I started crying, and he kissed and hugged me and told me that he loved me, but he has been thinking of this since our girl was born, and he didn't like me coming home late at night. So I needed to choose between my job or being a family. I was startled. Did he mean it as an ultimatum? He did. He actually wants me to be a housewife, or we go our separate ways. I went to my mom's place first thing this morning. She listened to me talking and crying, but when I finished, she wasn't indignant on my behalf, like I expected. She was silent for a while, and then she asked me to think carefully about my next move. If we got divorced, I need to think about my babies. I will never be able to give them the life their dad is giving them, and I might lose them because of it. Is it worth it to change their lives so drastically and have them live in 2 separate houses? All that for a job. I have worked my whole adult life, and I just could see this as an early retirement. Many dreamed of this. Why couldn't I enjoy it? I wasn't expecting my mom saying these things. She's always been this strong, independent woman who raised us to be independent and taught me to never rely 100% on anyone other than myself. Hearing her say all that made me question my feelings. Before I met her, I was totally sure I was right being hurt and angry, but now I think maybe I'm overreacting and that my husband's request wasn't that unreasonable. But if that's the case, why do I feel like my heart is swollen in my throat? Why does it feel like he made this ultimatum? Because he knew he has power, and he's using it. Throw any suggestion or advice my way, and please be honest, not rude, honest, because I feel I'm wrong here, and I'm having a hard time thinking from my husband's perspective. Now for the comments before reading the update. Comment 1. Now he can enjoy taking care of the kids full time on his shifts. Comment 2. Think he has his replacement already picked out. Comment 3. Exactly this. Who thinks such a man actively parents his own kids? Now for the update. Update 1. So to the update. I have had long talks with my husband about all of what happened, trying to understand his POV. I have told him that I can't see myself as a housewife, ever, but that I am willing to start looking for jobs with better hours, or that I can finally start my own restaurant. I could start searching for a location in office buildings and start a lunch spot, so then I don't need to work evenings and weekends. He didn't seem happy at all with that suggestion. He asked me why I'm so insistent on going back to work. He said these last months have been the happiest of his life, coming home from work every day to his family. And then he thought I am happy too. I am. I love being with my babies all day, but just because I'm enjoying my maternity leave, it doesn't mean I don't want to go back to work. In fact, I'm enjoying every minute now, because I know it's not permanent. We had a row. He said he's always felt that I'm scared of him making much more money, and that I'm scared of being dependent on him. So, if I'm insisting on working because I don't want to be dependent, he could pay me 10x what I earn to stay home. I started crying and told him I'm not going to be a housewife, and I don't accept ultimatums. So he should do what he felt fit. He said he's tired of going around feeling that his wife is intimidated by his success. He's doing this for both of us. I have to admit that I'm sometimes scared of him having more power than me. He said it's all in my head, but really, would he ever dare to ask me to quit my job if he didn't feel he had the power to do it? Could I ask him to quit his job with that same ease? There's no denying the power dynamics in our relationship. and I have all the right to be scared of it. So there was no progress really. And no matter how much I explain myself, he doesn't seem to understand me. And probably he feels the same way with me. It feels like we're on different levels. I have suggested counseling. He said he will think about it. Now we're just civil to each other, but we don't talk much, and we haven't been intimate since I first brought up going back to work. I love him and I miss him. I don't want it to end, but the ball is in his court now. My mom is very angry with me. We haven't spoken for a week. I don't know what to do with her either. Update 2. Thank you everyone for the support. I won't be able to make any more updates because you're only allowed one. This is however not a big update, so I thought I could just add it here before the post gets locked. I will not delete this account in case I need more advice or have another update in the future that I can post as a new subject. My husband and I talked yesterday for the first time in 2 weeks, and he was the one who initiated the conversation. I saw my chance to try to find out why he's behaving like this, and at the same time make sure that he knows that I'm not backing up. I told him that while I'm enjoying my maternity leave, the thought of it being for the rest of my life suffocated me. I suffer from severe claustrophobia. I don't know if it has anything to do with this. I asked him why he's doing this. He knew my job was important to me, so why was he making this impossible request when he knew it would mean the end of us? If you are having second thoughts about our marriage and want an out, please just tell me the truth. He became very upset and accused me of trying to gaslight him. He said his reasons are legit. There's nothing wrong with wanting his wife to be there for her family, and the children won't stop needing me just because they went to school. I started crying. Sorry, I'm a crybaby. And I told him if this is over, he should know it's all on him. He started yelling. It was because I'm too stubborn and too self-involved to actually take a second and think about his wishes. I wanted to leave because I couldn't be with him anymore, but he said that it would be more convenient if he did. He's moved to our city apartment. I feel lost and hurt. I love him so much, but I don't think continuing this relationship is healthy for either of us. My heart is breaking for my children. I don't know what to do. For now, I will just sit tight and wait for him to send me the divorce papers. Thank you again for the help and advice. It helped a lot. Update 3. Thank you everyone for the support. My husband and I are separating. This is what he wants. As I suspected, this was more than just me going back to work. He's been feeling resentment towards a lot of things about me. Many of them I can't change, and the rest I don't want to change. It's not his or my fault. We're just not compatible with each other anymore. I still have 14 months with my babies. Afterwards, all children are big enough for shared custody. I'm staying in the big house for now, but after divorce, I'm going to move back to the city. I have been talking to my boss about my job. She will help me find a schedule around having the children. So maybe I will work lunch hours the weeks I have them. My ambition is still to open my own, but maybe a bit further in the future. I still love him. I thought we were inseparable, but when he started resenting the very same things he loved about me, I knew this was hopeless. It sucks big time and hurts like hell, but here we are. Story 2. Am I the asshole for agreeing with my daughter? It is weird her friend's mom has access to their conversations. My daughter is 14 years old and has a friend, Chloe. She and Chloe have been friends for a little over a year now. Chloe's mom, Gina, is someone I consider pretty strict. I was aware she checked Chloe's phone, and I know a lot of parents do this. But I found out a few months ago through my daughter that she responds through Chloe's phone to Chloe's friends, including my daughter. It was never anything overkill, just, Chloe can't talk right now. She's busy with homework. Or whatever. I thought this was odd but didn't say anything to Gina about it because that's her life and her business. I got a call from Gina earlier this afternoon. She was very pissed off and told me that my daughter was rude. I needed to start monitoring what she says, etc. I asked her what exactly happened, and she said my daughter gave her an attitude via text. I was still very confused and asked why they were texting. Gina became exasperated and snapped, "Through Chloe's phone." I told her I'd call her back and asked my daughter specifically what happened. My daughter willingly showed me her texts. She had texted Chloe something. Gina had responded using Chloe's phone, saying Chloe was busy. My daughter replied asking when Chloe would be available to talk. Gina told her, "When she's ready, stop texting her." My daughter replied, "You don't have to be so rude." Gina said she wasn't being rude. My daughter said yes, Gina was, and also called her a weirdo for using Chloe's phone. I told my daughter next time, just don't engage. I did also say it wasn't kind to call someone a weirdo and not to do it again, but that I also understood her frustration. I didn't punish her. She seemed receptive to the talk and I left it at that. I called Gina back and told her I had spoken to my daughter and handled the problem. Gina started ranting that I need to monitor my daughter's phone, and have I seen some of the things she talks about? She started on crushes, rants about teachers, saying there were times my daughter badmouthed me when frustrated. I said that's all fine. I'd rather her have a safe space to vent with her friends. After all, she's a teenager. Gina kept pressing on the issue and what would be done. I told her nothing. I spoke with my daughter and handled it, Gina said. But she insulted an adult. I told her I handled it. But my daughter also didn't say anything that wasn't true. Gina was acting like a weirdo. Now Gina is angry with me. My daughter doesn't care that I said all of this. However, my husband thinks that I shouldn't have said it, as it didn't solve anything, and Gina can parent how she wants. I said I never commented on Gina's parenting until she tried to undermine/insult mine. Am I the asshole? Now for the comment one, not the asshole. But truthfully, Gina is psycho weird and seems obsessed to punish your daughter. Your daughter may think she has a safe space with her friend, but Gina can manipulate what your daughter is saying. Gina can also impersonate your daughter's friend and have her expose something personal. Unfortunately, I wouldn't let my daughter be close friends with this person. There is a big liability for your daughter to go to Gina's home/text her friend when the mother is constantly monitoring with psycho intentions. Comment 2. It seems like Gina isn't going to allow Chloe to talk to my daughter anymore via text. Anyway, my daughter feels confident they can still talk at school. So, hopefully, that'll cut cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs out of our lives. Comment 3. This makes me think of when there were old school landlines, and when someone else in the house would pick up and listen to your private calls. She's maybe monitoring her own daughter, but she's also spying on other people's children. I'd also worry about my child innocently mentioning something about her home life and the mother taking it wildly out of context. I wonder how many other parents know she is doing this.